pinakaunang appearance ng Gilas Pilipinas sa year 2025. And it's going to be more of a preparation para sa bigger games kasi qualified na sila for FIBA Asia Cup 2025 na mangyayari later this year in August. So for this set of games ngayong February, this is more of preparing for the bigger stage and getting guys integrated within the system. In terms of personnel, unfortunately, pinakamalaking loss sa lineup, literally and figuratively, ay si Kai Sotto due to his unfortunate knee injury. Tapos sa mga Hinebra add-ons naman, don't expect anything much from them kasi currently nagko-compete pa sila sa PBA playoffs. We might see guys like Scotty and JB na naka-load manage for these games, especially against Chinese Taipei. So for guys na babalik naman, the major ones are going to be AJ Edu and Jamie Malonzo. Dwight Ramos is also expected to play, pero yung na-miss naman niya na game is more of precaution rather than an actual injury. Naging sobrang importante nung friendlies nila kasi those games for them, those are games para makuha nila ulit yung rhythm nila and figure out kung saan sila pwede mag-contribute. Si AJ Edu, he was actually one of the better local players para sa Gilas nung huling World Cup. Sa tournament na yon, playing around 29 minutes, he averaged 8.2 points, 8.6 rebounds, and 1.2 blocks per game. Especially having Kai Sotto out ngayon, magiging opportunity tong set of games na to for AJ Edu to get a grasp of the triangle system and learn kung paano siya magiging effective within it. Though he's not really a post-up guy kasi na, you'd expect na makuha from a big man sa triangle offense. Pero kasi nung World Cup, nag-feast si AJ Edu as a lob threat inside when defenders tried to load up kay Jordan Clarkson. He is also a great option sa dunker spot. So imagine like 6'10" Troy Rosario. That's AJ Edu. Perfect siya na glue or a connecting piece para sa mga players ng Gilas na nakaka-draw ng attention, especially when driving to the rim. And sa Gilas ngayon kasi, I feel like mas magiging importante yung presence ng depensa ni AJ Edu. Doon siya mas kailangan talaga kasi if he'll be playing alongside Junmar Fajardo, which is likely, yung ability ni AJ Edu to be a help defender, magiging importante yun para sa team. Tapos kapag siya naman yung nasa ball screen action, he's mobile enough para makasabay and not be a liability. Pero lahat ng to kasing sinasabi ko, this is for long term. And yung pinaka short term na we can expect progress siguro is August sa FIBA Asia Cup. Pero kumbaga we're talking about the future here, kung paano siya mag-fit sa program. Another guy na makakapaglaro ulit for this set of games is Jamie Malonzo. For Jamie Malonzo, we can expect less naman kasi yung position ni Jamie, yung finifill niya is not necessarily a need. Kumbaga, he's more of an extra option sa games if kailangan ng size sa wing position. Kumbaga, standing at 6'6", yes, he's kind of out of shape and wala pa masyado sa rhythm to really play at a very high level, pero still yung talent andun and yung presence, yung size and athleticism andun pa rin. So kung kailangan ng option na malaking wing, available si Jamie Malonzo for Gilas Pilipinas. And kung kailangan rin naman ng someone who can shortly play the undersized na role for switching purposes sa defense, pwede rin siyang option doon. Though, kung meron ka namang AJ Edu and may Justin Brownlee ka, you wouldn't necessarily need a Jamie Malonzo to play the 4 position. For Justin Brownlee naman, I can feel na maloload manage siya. Since qualified na rin naman yung Gilas Pilipinas, yes, is going to get burn for a game. Swerte na kung dalawa. Pero I feel like this is more of, getting the other guys involved and more integrated within the system para pagdating ng August, walang lumalaylay na level ng laro kapag pinapasok kahit sino sa roster. Kasi lahat comfortable na, lahat alam yung gagawin, ano yung mga roles na pwede nilang laruin, saan sila makakapag-contribute, and saan sila pupunta. And another player na sobrang excited ako makita for this set of games ay si Kevin Kiambao na lately he's been tearing up sa KBL sa Korea. Sa first 5 games niya sa KBL, he averaged 20 points, 6.8 rebounds, and 2.6 assists per game. Yung mga sumunod na games medyo bumaba na at mas naging, what you'd expect from KQ. Pero still, mataas pa rin yung numbers niya for someone na kalalabas lang sa Pilipinas, quote-unquote. Kalalaro pa lang sa overseas. And it would be nice to see guys like Carl Tamayo and Kevin Kiambao or even si Amos kung nasa roster pa or magagamit siya to get experience, makapaglaro, and masanay sa level of competition, especially against a team like New Zealand, since qualified na rin naman yung Gilas, di ba? Wouldn't necessarily be a very, important game for Gilas, pero qualified na sila. Pero yung game na yun magiging competitive pa rin and high level kasi it's New Zealand nga. So, it would be nice to see KQ and Carl Tamayo na makapaglaro sa games na yun and play against higher level competition and makakapag-gain sila ng experience through that. Gaya nga ng sabi ni Coach Tim Cone sa isang interview, quote, "The basic thing is we're using this Doha trip as a chance to prepare. Not for this immediate window because we have already qualified, but as a preparation for the FIBA Asia in August." So, yun talaga yung priority ng team right now is to really prepare, is to really lock in. Kasi ang laking bagay na nawala si Kai Sotto sa team. Ang laking, setback noon for the team. Kasi you basically, nawala sa yung pinaka-important. Di ba I would think so. Pinaka-importanting player si Kai kasi is part of the future para sa Gilas Pilipinas team. Yes, si Justin Brownlee talaga yung pinaka, nagko-contribute, pero you wouldn't dare to contest if someone said si Kai Sotto ang franchise player ng Gilas Pilipinas. And it's a really big blow para sa program to miss a player like Kai Sotto for a year or a year and a half or even 2 years kung isasama mo pa yung rehab and yung ramp up para makabalik sa tamang shape and yung green light to really play contact basketball again. Pero, it's an opportunity for guys like AJ Edu, like Kevin Cambao and Carl Tamayo to step up, gain experience, gather valuable learnings sa mga games na to para madala nila. Kasi, to be honest, pang umpisa pa lang naman to ng program. This is a long-term program. So, habang maaga pa, magandang makikita natin na yung mga younger players nagkakaroon ng experience.
In the meantime, we just kind of have to do a different approach. AJ Edu is going to join us for the first time. He's a great defensive player. Jamie is going to join us, and he's a really good defensive wing. So we're hoping those two guys can really elevate our defense and contribute that way. They're not going to make up for Kai's offense. We still got Jumar and Justin and Dwight. Our guard Scotty and and the way Carl Tamayo and Kevin Kimbao are playing in Korea, they've lifted their games different levels, so we're going to expect more from them as well.